Welcome, everyone. I'm so excited to tell you about this podcast. It's called The DK Project, but it's really The Darren Show. This has been in the project stage for as long as I can remember. I've been witness to this for countless years, and there's lots for you to hear. The DK Project is a radio show, but without the radio. Once a week, the show will consist of banter and tales from the journey of two lifelong friends as they navigate through these crazy times. So thanks for tuning in.
Let's go! And we're back, baby.
We're back.
EP4. Kicking it old school. You can start to say old school now. We're old pros. Old pros.
Everything we do is old school.
Well, old school and big time. That's how I roll.
Welcome back, buddy. Welcome back.
What is happening, man? What have you been up to?
Just grinding, keeping the grind going. It's getting busy on my side of things on the world. But I said welcome back because you are literally back. You were gone.
Yeah, man.
Little welcome back Cotter. I like it.
I'm telling you, I do not understand why I live here.
Explain to the listeners where you're back from.
I'm looking into Skype parenting. I think with cameras and the right electronics, I could do this.
And a solid connection.
Yeah, even if it's iffy, I'll risk it. I don't care.
dial up.
We, you know what? Me and the future college student decided to go out to Arizona to walk the campuses, and it took me all of 7 seconds to go. Yeah, man.
Still on the hunt. Still on the hunt for the right school.
We have got it narrowed down. So
you do. Okay,
so
nice.
he got accepted to Montana State. And he got accepted to University of Arizona. So we were going to fly out to see University of Arizona, which is in Tucson, which if you do the homework, even though it's damn near Mexico, the weather is a little cooler.
Well, I think it's important to point out that right now, as we speak, the temperature in Montana is 52, and the current temperature in Arizona is 71.
Well, I don't even. Yeah, duh.
Both nice. It's 10 degrees below zero.
The oddity of the whole thing is he wants to go to Montana because he likes to ski. He never has once skied here in Minnesota, which we have places to ski. So I'm like, you're going to go there, and it's going to be cold. You realize that, but there's a shift. Last year, the popular college destination was Madison for the West Tonkians.
Okay.
And this year, I think it's Montana. So he's got a bunch of friends that are going to Montana. That's the whole thing.
Yeah, well, I see that. Yeah.
I think that
How about where your chances of success?
Well, he's going for business.
Greatest.
He's going for business. So who gives a rip?
Okay.
He can go to Normandale. But so I'm like, you know what? I'm going to get you in at ASU and we're going to get a tour. So we dig into it and we find out that ASU is pretty open about their enrollment. They have a ACT that's a couple notches higher than where his ACT is. But if you manage a 3.0 or higher grade average, then they'll not even look at the ACT. So I'm like, dude, you're in, because he's got like a 3 something. And so anyway, he applied. And so on Thursday, we toured ASU, and then we drove down to Tucson, and on Friday we toured University of Arizona. And ASU is like, it's just so cool, and it's close to Scottsdale, which is also cool. So we did the tour and the whole thing, and I've been out to Scottsdale a few times for the Barrett-Jackson auction, so I'm familiar with a couple of spots that are must stops, and one of them is Sushaholic. You know, and I often will repost some of The Rock. You know, The Rock, the TV guy. On Sundays, on Sundays he has cheat days from his awesome diet he normally has, and he has like 7 plates of sushi, and then he eats like 15 chocolate chip cookies on his cheat day, and he it's pretty funny to watch. But anyway, when we went to Sushaholic, it's happy hour all the time. So I'm like, hey, let's let's do this. So we ordered all these rolls, and then I ordered some sashimi or whatever it is, and some of this and some of that, and oh my gosh, I was embarrassed. I had to take a picture once the plates were almost empty because there was so much food. And we get the bill and it was $44.
What?
Yes, everything's on hand. It's good. It's good. You know, like some of the better sushi I've had. So yeah.
Is there a sushi holic in the Twin Cities?
No, there's only one.
But that's the only one. Okay.
But there is 10 up in Maple Grove, which is damn near as good. I mean, like price wise.
But that's absurd pricing because even if let's assume happy hour is half off. What you described should be more than $88 even. I mean, $44.
Right. I think we had probably if I would have bought it locally here in Excelsior at the local joint, probably $120 worth of stuff. And it was literally like $5 for this, $4 for that, $2 for this. We had spicy garlic edamame, which was also awesome. It was super hot. So anyway,
making me hungry.
We did that, and just the atmosphere. It was just so cool. But then what Scottsdale has, and at Phoenix, and I think Minneapolis has it too, but not this time of year, is they have these scooters. They have like the rental thing.
Yeah.
So I tell Cole, I'm like, hey man, let's scooter. Oh, I ain't scootering. Scooter's for geeks. I'll walk. You scooter.
What?
Yeah. So I'm like, whatever. Eventually, I'm like, hey, look at this. I'm gonna do it. So I download the app, and you just scan the bar, and boom.
Yeah. We have it in Minneapolis.
Your power scooter, and so I finally got him to jump on one, and God, we went for like 5 miles. You just go everywhere. It was so cool. You could just fly. They go with my fat ass on there. It went 17 miles an hour. And then, so then the next day we went down to Tucson, toured that school. It wasn't as great. You know, it wasn't, I don't know. I'm like, dude, the chicks are a lot better looking here. You know, like, I mean, he's 18. You got to hit the highlight reel. You know, the chicks seemed to, but it was Friday and, you know, maybe more people were out. I don't know. I'm like, so he wasn't big on the University of Arizona deal. So we hop in the hoopty and head back up to Scottsdale because we were just there short. It wasn't a long trip at all. And, but just had a good time. We hit all the high notes. Everything was, you know, it was perfect. We get up, we had to fly back yesterday. So we get up early. I'm like, well, let's go tour Old Town Scottsdale because he'd never been there. And he's like, are we scootering? I'm like,
he's addicted.
Of course we're scootering. So we got on them and
How else do you tour?
We did like 45 minutes on the scooters, and there was like some flea market or whatever they call it, farmer's market, with all of these older people because that's, you know, Scottsdale's older. And they're looking at us because it's cold to them. You know, it's like 45 degrees, 50 degrees. And he and I are smoking around in these scooters, having the time of our lives. It was really it was a good trip. It was really fun.
Good. I'm glad he likes one of the schools anyways. That's a tough thing.
Well, I think we have it narrowed. We're either going to be a Sun Devil or we're going to be a Bobcat. That's where we at.
All right.
But they said it could take 3 to 4 weeks to find out. Well, I like ASU because it's cheaper, but I could go either way. Yeah, and it's all relative when you say cheaper. But if, you know.
Well, it sounded, didn't you say he liked ASU a lot better anyways?
Well, yeah, because I think he finally pulled his head out of the sand and is like, it's 70 and sunny here. This might not be a bad place to live all the time. So who knows? Plus, they got all the good sports teams. They got everything. Not that Montana doesn't, but my God, we were in Montana for a tour in October, and they were getting feet of snow the next day. In October! No way.
Ooh.
But whatever.
Up in the mountains or on the main, like in main areas?
Well, it's in Bozeman, so it's higher elevation to begin with.
That's high, yeah.
But I don't know, you know, and it's really difficult because you're like, I know where I would pick, but it's his deal. All I get to do is get him there for the tours, and then I get to write the checks. I don't get to make any more decisions. It's really hard.
Yeah.
But I'm thinking if he does go to ASU, I'll be getting a place in Scottsdale, and then we'll probably let my 12-year-old move in with you, and you'll have to drive him to school every day here in West Tonka. But
we can work out the details later.
Yeah, exactly. to be determined. So what are you up to? Home show prep or what?
Home show prep full underway. It's a complete blitz over here. I am inundated with work. I can't even stress to you. This should be the time of year when I do what I do.
Yeah.
It's slow. Oh my God.
Tell me about it. I try to schedule a half hour for a little podcast, 45 minutes to an hour, and I get crickets.
Well, technically we had her all set up, but somebody had to get a root canal.
Oh my God. My jaw's still sore, and all my hydrocodone's gone. I ate it all. I ate it all.
There's the guy that I got to tell you a little, not that we do bathroom humor.
Yeah, we do.
I've got to tell you this. This happened last Tuesday.
Okay.
And I may have to back the voice down. I'm the only guy here in the building is the guy that I got to tell you about. But so no, I have never ever. Well, we're at a workplace.
Yeah, right.
So it's Tuesday morning. I'm headed to the office a little earlier than normal in the winter to get some work done because I'm behind. And I've had the coffee at the house, and this is a post-breakfast move, right? I go to the office, and not long in, I got to, you got a meeting. I got to drop the potato in the crock pot, if you know what I mean. And it's early, though. Like, there's not many people here, and maybe 4 cars. So I roll in the men's bathroom. And, right when I open the door, I hear a dude talking. He's in the stall. And right away I go, oh, God, I hate when guys talk on their phone in the bathroom. It's disgusting. I don't know where you sit on that, or stand on that, or sit. But I don't like it. But he, right when I walked in, he shut up right away. Okay? So I'm thinking, oh, cool, he hung up. So I'm in the stall next to him. Okay? Oh. There's 2 stalls. It's 2 stalls. Oh, by the way, when I opened the door, I mean, he annihilated this place. like it was hard to handle, but I really had to, it wasn't a turn around and come back situation for me.
Too bad my hygienist wasn't there.
So I'm like, God damn, I got to suffer, this guy talking and the aroma. So anyways.
Well, this is real bathroom humor.
I know. I'm sorry to everybody, but this is unusual.
Has to be said.
What happens next is unusual. So I am minding my own business, right? So I am fully just doing what I do, right? Whatever every person does. And out of nowhere, I'm not making this up, underneath, like the stalls, they have like maybe like a 16-inch, 12-inch clearance at the bottom.
Yeah, right.
So I'm just minding my own fucking business, and boom. Dog flies underneath the door into my stall.
Did it scare the shit out of you?
It scared. Oh God! I made like an audible noise. It was the weirdest thing, and it occurred to me right away. It's like, oh fuck! He wasn't talking on the phone. He was talking to his dog. And I kid you not, dude. It was like I want to say it's like the pug, like where it's a real squished up face. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
And I'm like, hey. I had to get the dog out of the stall with me on the toilet. He's like, oh, yeah, come over here, like, Jesus Christ. I've never.
That is top shelf. Hey, Snickers, come here.
I know. I mean, this wrong on so many levels.
That is unheard of. I've never heard of that.
I am telling you, it is such, you were not expecting it at all at that situation.
That is funny.
Like you expect a lot of things, but not another animal to kind of just jet into your space.
Is it?
And
did you say something?
You know what? It was so weird. I was just focused on getting it out of my space. That and he didn't either. He didn't say a thing. Not even
really?
Like, ooh, yeah. Oh, God.
I don't know what I would say there.
Well, it didn't come naturally, and it was an awkward situation. So, what
do you say to him now when you pass in the hall?
Well, I don't know him. I don't even, because he never came out, So I don't know. But it does lead me to one thing that is I feel strongly about, and I'm tired of the animals everywhere. The
Oh.
dogs everywhere.
Don't even bring
I'm
it
sorry
up.
to all those people who do that, and you go anywhere, especially where we live, right?
I'm all about the, I'm not pro dog, but I'm not anti dog. But I'm anti dog when you have to like bring them everywhere you go. I don't understand.
That's what I'm saying. We have a dog. I'm not anti-dog. I just don't. The people who bring them, because you know where we live. I mean, it's everywhere, man. I mean,
it's brutal.
It's every cafe, it's every brewery, it's every restaurant, it's every grocery store, Home Depot. I mean, God,
it's horrible. As you know, I have the local ice cream establishment here under my thumb, and people want to bring their dogs in all the time. And when you say, "Hey, we serve food here. You can't bring your dog in," they get so mad. They get so mad, and it's like, I know, but then they're the first ones to go, "There's a hair in my ice cream."
Yes, exactly. Oh,
get out of my world! I can't handle it. It's out of control. I really. But how does it end?
And what does it say about the person? Because like when I go out, like let's say we go to meet somebody at a brewery or a sidewalk cafe in downtown, right?
Yeah, I'm more of a sidewalk cafe kind of a guy.
Yeah, I know you are.
Something groovy.
I do that so that I can spend time with the people I'm going to see, not constantly untangle a leash around my chair and let 40,000 people come up and pet the dog. I mean, it's just silly to me.
Oh, Snickers. No way.
It's so silly to me.
I can't handle it. No way. I have to take a stand. And I'll voice my opinion to these people. I don't care. No way.
Well,
it is what it is. My kids really want a dog.
The animals, they've had them. The animals in public situation leads me to the first, I think we're going to try a new segment called the DK Takeaway.
Okay.
Where you have zero idea about what I'm about to ask you and get your take on.
Does this mean you actually did some show prep? I'm so proud of you.
Well,
that only took 10 episodes.
It was just, it's the result of.
It took 40 years.
I'm not going to say show prep. It's the result of me doing what I normally do and just reading the news. And then when something is unusual in the news, I thought, you know what? This is a real situation, and maybe I'll run it by DK to get his takeaway.
That is exactly what you should do.
All right. Well, let's get to it.
All right. Let's hear the DK takeaway.
All right. And I'm going to use, I have a few, depends on how much time we have, but
we got time.
The first, no, I don't. The first one is the perfect segue from our conversation a minute ago about animals. Okay.
Yeah. Right.
All right. So a 65-year-old man says his emotional support alligator helps him with his depression.
Of course it does.
Okay. DK, what say you about the uptick in support animals?
You know what? Does it have the vest on? If it doesn't have the vest on, it's not a real support animal. So if this 65-year-old geezer can get the vest on the alligator, then he can have it. Because what?
You cuddle with the alligator in the vest.
As long as it has the vest on, that way people know not to pet it because it's a support animal. What exactly do you get from a support alligator?
Well, apparently he claims it is helping him with his depression. Man lives in Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
And his name is Wally, not the guy, the alligator. And he gives hugs.
What?
He gives it hugs despite it being a 5-foot-long alligator.
When was this news story?
I have it right here. It was.
I want you to keep an eye on that news story because I think the next story is going to be Walter died today, or
exactly.
Owner.
That's where I was going. This thing's going to support him to the point where it takes a limb off.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. That's for sure. You know what? It's funny you bring that up because the college kid and I were hanging, and he kept showing me all these videos from his phone. Some funny, some of them I don't understand the humor, but there was one where this guy's like being all cool and he's sticking his head in the mouth of an alligator. And the alligator locks onto his head and whips him all over the place. And I looked away. I'm like, did he rip his head off? He goes, no. Then the guy's laying there and there's blood everywhere and he's kind of holding his head. And I'm just like, I don't know. You can't be mad at the alligator. You stuck your head in there, dummy. Like,
of course.
But then,
of course.
The kid and I, on our tour of Arizona, we went to the outlet mall because we had to do a little sneaker buying. And we go into this. There's a axe throwing thing at the outlet mall. I'm like, dude, we got to throw axes. I mean, that's just too cool. So we walk in there, and I'm making small talk with the people, and they have a support animal back there, and it's a Shar-Pei. You know what a Shar-Pei is?
I do.
They had a Shar-Pei as a support animal.
Skin. A lot of extra skin.
And this looked like it was maybe a crossbreed because it only had the extra skin on its head. You know, like the head was the like rolls. The rest of it was kind of taut in the skin department. But I'm like...
Sounds beautiful.
Yeah. I go, hey, support animal, huh? Oh, yeah. He's a support... He's really good. He's a support animal. I'm like, what, you know, what, you know, how do you ask that? What does he support? Like, what does he do? I said, because a funny story is I met this guy one time who had a little Yeppity barky dog, and that dog could tell when he was going to have a seizure, and it would let him know to sit down or lay down so that if he had a seizure, he didn't fall down and hit his head. So I'm like, so what does this dog do? And she's like, that's personal. I'm like,
oh,
okay.
No. I think it should be, well, if it's your service animal, you can't be quiet about what it does for you. That's for us to know.
You got your shedding, ass licking, ball licking dog where I'm going to potentially have some beverages and throw axes, and you can't, you know, that's personal. That's personal. I mean, I get it. Whatever. It is what it is. But, you know, let me check the authenticity tag on that little vest. Is that a homemade vest? Because I'm thinking now you might be pulling the wool over my eyes.
And I want to go on the record here. The people who truly need a support animal, not making fun of them whatsoever. Mm-hmm. I feel like
fully
people
support
are
that.
Yeah, I feel like people are like, just once again, just give them an inch, and like now it's like, oh, Fifi's coming with me everywhere I go. And
Hell yeah,
support animal.
Hell yeah. So
because it's all about me.
Are you damn right? I can't handle it. I'm done with it. Speaking of which, listen to this little segue I have. Boy, I have got a constant asphyxiation with my microphone here. I keep messing with it. So I'm calling it around because I'm doing some voice work with for commercials and that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm looking for some agents, you know, to rep my product. And so I get a referral for this really good one. She's out on the East Coast, so I call her up. I'm like, I don't know what her name was, but I call her up. I'm like, hey, da-da-da-da-da, and we're great conversation. You know, we're rapping, having fun. And I'm thinking this is going to work out well, you know, and, you know, you always think about all the, you know, I don't even know how to say it politically correct, but all the liberals that are in the entertainment world, you know, they tend to like that side, which is fine. I don't care. I'm like Switzerland in the deal. I don't, you know, I'm not going to make you listen to my crap because I know you don't care and I don't want to listen to your crap. But so anyway, I'm like, yeah, I got a podcast, you know, and da-da-da-da-da. And she's like, oh, you talk about politics on your podcast? I'm like, no. I said, that's pretty dangerous. I said, because, you know, it's very easy to offend people when you're talking politics. And I said, you know, I often when that comes up, I said, I'd rather, you know, go play catch with knives because it's not nearly as risky as talking politics. And she starts going off about Trump and about the wall and starts just going off about politics. And I'm like, all right, we're getting into it. And you know, and I wasn't yapping pro-Trump. I wasn't yapping anti-Trump. I brought up that I thought it was a little strange that the Speaker of the House is 80 years old and she has our best interest at mind.
Yeah.
80 years old, like maybe you're late in the fourth quarter and you should think about enjoying the last quarter here because you're 80.
Not giving up that power.
Well, that's just it. But anyway, so I brought that up, and then it kind of got quiet. And then all of a sudden she's going about the wall, and I'm like, and we got into this whole thing, and by the end of the conversation, I'm like, I'm never going to hear from this lady again.
No. I knew that right when you started talking about when she went into the politics.
Oh my gosh! And she wouldn't.
You better keep looking for an agent.
She wouldn't. She brought up the sex tapes and all this kind of stuff, and I'm like, you've never made a mistake in your life. You're running a perfect set. Like your life is perfect. And then, well, and I'm like, whatever. So, and whatever. Yeah, it was just miserable. So anyway, I'm not waiting by the phone.
But you know what? Since we're on this a little bit, and I'll be very candid. I am not a Trump guy. Never was, never have been, still am not.
Yeah, but you don't have to be a dick about it.
Well, but that's the thing. That's the thing is I don't walk around saying bad things about him. I read what decisions he's making, and I make my own decision as to whether I think that's the right one or wrong one. That's how I approach it, right?
Right, but it's your decision.
But however, what I'm getting at is because I do label myself a conservative leaning person, right?
Cut that out, Stav.
Really?
No, you're fine. I'm just kidding.
But no, it's a relevant point, and then we'll get off this. But because of that, I work in a sea of the opposite people, and because it's a creative thing.
The opposite people.
But the thing is you're guilty by association. I swear to God, if anyone knows that I might be more on the conservative side versus liberal side, it's right away you're a Trump guy and everything about you blows.
Yeah.
That is just not right.
No.
Like Christ, I have my own opinion.
Well, and I'm not at all stereotyping, but it's hetero white successful male. Look out.
Oh yeah.
Look out. You're on the chopping block. Anyway, back to the DK takes. We're not going down the politics road.
Nope. All right. Back to the DK takes.
Take number two.
Take number two. And I just have two more. So we'll do this one. Last week, a family, now a husband, wife, 2 kids, were kicked off from the airline. The airline kicked them off of the flight from Orlando to Detroit due to complaints of body odor.
Bam.
So there were so many people on the flight and flight attendants that complained of their body odor that they were asked to leave the plane. And they made a big fuss about it, and they claimed it had nothing to do with their body odor, but it was because they were Jewish. And the airline was singling out. I swear to God, this is a real story.
What are you reading, The Onion?
So no. This came right off the I think the Huffington Post, I believe. So I'm reading. I'm intrigued because the first thing that came to my mind was because they're like doing interviews. So the first thing I'm thinking of is, okay, let's play this out, right? If I was in that scenario, and that's why I want your take on it.
I'm sorry. That's tip top.
If somebody comes to you and the majority thinks that your body odor is so offensive, they'd prefer you to leave the plane. Do you make a fuss or do you get up and leave? Like, are you drawing more attention to it or are you just leaving?
That's good. Myself?
Yeah. I mean, are you doing post-flight interviews with news organizations about this?
So number one, how do we know that these were Jewish people? Like, how would the airline have known that they were Jewish people? Do they have yarmulkes on or whatever they are?
In the yarmulkes, in the pictures that I saw in the article, no. That it was their claim, that the family's claim was that it was because they're Jewish. So, to the best of my knowledge, no.
I Well, that would have been a nice nugget to know. Like, how do they know that they're Jewish? Because I don't understand. That is so weird. Like, and number two, why do they smell? Like, the whole family smells? Are they pig farmers or what's the smell? Like, did they go to Orlando and just say, I'm not showering until I get home. I'm going all in.
There was a passenger recorded some of it on their cell phone, and there's a moment where he does say, "We shower, we shower every day."
I don't know how to handle that, man. That's weird. Like,
I know,
because there's some people out there that just have a smell to them.
Sure,
but to the point where it's so bad they have to kick you off a flight.
But do you know how massive a move is to remove someone from a flight? I mean, it's not like moving chairs at a restaurant. Like,
well, it's not like they had to put it back down. They were still on the ground, right?
They were still on the ground, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess if I'm the person who has to sit next to them, get out. I don't want to smell you the rest of the day. I don't. Yeah, that's what airline was it? Gotta give them some props.
Yeah, it was American Airlines.
Of course it was. I saw on the news the other day. I got some new kicks while I was in Arizona, and they're so cool. I'm pretty happy with them. I was just pulling up my socks. So anyway, I saw a news article myself that a celebritant who is very successful, and why she's not flying private, I don't understand. But she was getting on an airline, and she had called ahead. Evidently, she has she's massively allergic to fish. Like, she can't.
I was gonna say body odor.
No, she has a massive allergy to fish. Like, there's something that when you're cooking a fish or cutting a fish, it gives off some kind of, in the air, like a, and it
was a nice sound effect.
It's just deathly ill, like you're seriously on the verge of death.
Wow. So
she had called the airline and said, "Hey, we're not serving fish, right? Because there's a fish, I can't, just like when there's a peanut allergy, you can't serve peanuts. I have a fish allergy, can't. Oh no, there's no fish. Da 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 da." And she gets on the plane and they're like, "Hey, we're serving fish today. What do you think you want?" And she's like, "I want you to not have fish on this plane because that's And so they're in flight, and they had to turn around and land because she couldn't risk them opening up the fish.
And how do you know this person?
Oh, it's a celebritant. This was on TV.
Oh, it was on TV. Okay.
Yeah. Really? And it's like, where do you draw the line? But I don't know. I mean, obviously, if it were a kid with a peanut allergy, this would have blown up. It just happens that she's a wannabe. Well, she's a celebrity. And
okay. Well, let me ask you this, and if you said this, I apologize, but do we know for sure that the quote unquote allergy is like death?
It's pretty bad. Like, I'm guessing more people have died from this than from the peanut allergy.
Oh, I don't doubt that, because that's not a very big number.
Like, yeah, right.
I looked into it.
Well, and I think, so it was just kind of weird. Like, where I don't know. I mean, what I'm more disturbed about is this person should be flying private. I mean, come on, she got the money.
Absolutely. What are you doing in coach?
Yeah. Well, I'm sure she wasn't in coach. Come on, let's not get nuts. She's not back with the common folk.
Back in the herd.
So anyway, and then on the other side of this little nugget, my 12-year-old, we're talking the other day, I don't know what about. Because when I'm out of town, he sleeps in my bed. And he goes, you realize, Dad, that you have a smell. I'm like, what do you mean? He's like,
whoa.
Yeah. I'm like, oh, do I stink? He goes, no, but you have a smell. Like, when you leave, your pillow and your space has a smell.
Sure. Yeah.
I'm like, so what? Like, I was just like, what? And then my daughter comes in. Yeah. Oh yeah. I'm like, oh man, this is bad. So now,
is it roses?
Now I'm taking a little bit of cologne and spritzing it in the area when I leave, so that it floats into the sheets.
Oh, yeah, that's a nice.
That is the way I roll right there, sprucing it up. But
what a nice little parting gift for the little guy who's going to sleep in the bed. He's like,
wow,
Wow.
Don't get too comfortable with my bed. I'm kind of pissed. This last weekend when I was in Phoenix, he started messing with my sleep number. And I don't ever mess with my sleep number, so I don't know what my number is. So
he knows what his is.
Well, and they swear that I'm a 40, and I'm like, I don't know. It says that there's a little heart by the 35, which means to me that I'm a 35, but whatever. So I'm at 40 right now. Stay tuned. We'll see how that goes. But yeah, so twofold. A little celebrity with an allergy had to turn the plane around, and I stink. So there you go.
And
but I didn't get removed from my Sun Country flight. You know what kind of a racket the airlines are right now?
Oh.
So you go online and you try and book the cheapest ticket because obviously, whatever, I want a cheap ticket. I don't want to spend too much. But then you got to pay to check a bag, and you got to pay to get a seat, and you got to pay to. So your $200 ticket becomes like $350 because it's $30 for a carry-on. I don't check a bag, but $30 for a carry-on, and then you want a seat, so you're going to be $20 to $30 for a seat. So you're looking at an additional $50. It's BS times 2, and then you got to do it on the way back. So, so you know what I do? I lay low, and I say, "Hey, you got any emergency exit seats left? Because I know you do. Oh yeah, we'll slide you in." So you get them for free, and then you go.
Bags?
Well, then you get a personal. You get a personal item, and with the
carry-on.
Yeah. Well, no, you don't even get a carry-on. You have to pay for a carry-on now. So you get a personal item, which when you look at the website is the same size as a carry-on per their dimensions.
Yes.
But so anyway, they put you in zones, and if you're in zone 6, which I generally am because I buy the cheap ticket, you don't get to have a carry-on. So if you don't get to have a carry-on, then you have to pay for a carry-on. So I wait till the very end to where I'm like, they're not going to hold the plane up to get me to pay for my carry-on. So I just drag it in there. So I ended up getting premium seating and a carry-on just because I went to talk to him and was like, hey, I know where we're at. I was making small talk, Right. I really teach the kid. I always am teaching. He's learning. It's about how you talk to people.
And these tips are teaching the listeners right now. I mean, this is what you do, people.
Plus,
this is how you get your
sliding
bag
them
on.
a 50 doesn't hurt either.
No.
I had heard a long time ago that the airlines get taxed so much for the seats. So if you buy a $200 seat, they get taxed at X. But then if they charge you for a bag, they get taxed at a lot lower rate. So what they do is they give you cheaper tickets to sucker you in, and then they bill you for a bag and they bill you for a seat. And that way they don't have to pay as much tax and they get more of the money. Because you're still paying $300 for the seat. It just initially looks like you're getting it for $200.
Yeah, it's how it's parceled out. I mean, you're going to pay the same general amount.
It's criminal. Absolutely criminal. It sucks, but what are you going to do? You got to pay it. Boys,
I know.
It's nice though when you get to the airport and it's like, there's nobody here. There's nobody here. Let's go. Yeah. I love it. Anyway, take 3.
Last one of the day. And then you're off the hook here. Arizona State Representative Gail Griffin recently introduced House Bill number 2444. Okay.
2444.
Which would require, and this is evil because it's going to circle back to the conversation we touched on and didn't want to, but that's the way it works.
Uh-oh.
House Bill number 24.
Is this the stool bill?
No. House Bill 2444 would require, and this is an Arizona State Representative, so this is only in Arizona. It's very relevant since you just talked about that.
Yeah.
Would require any electronic device bought or sold to have pre-installed porn blocking software, which would require a fee to disable. Okay? Following me?
So far.
So every device.
Continue.
So you got to pay, you buy the device, and then if you want to view any type, what they deem porn, by the way.
Right.
you have to pay the state a fee to turn that blocking software off. And that fee would be used to build the wall in Arizona.
Huh.
That's where the funds would go, says Representative Griffin.
And this is Bob Davis, and I was looking to get that porn restriction lifted off my phone there. What can I write a check? I've got a second-party low number post-dated check I could throw your way. Wow, I don't know. Is that going to cover the wall?
Well, you start doing the numbers and like, whoa, how many people are looking at porn? Right?
So rather than legalize the marijuana and tax the snot out of it and tax the snot out of the liquor, they're going to jump into the digital porn world. Hell yeah.
Apparently.
There's a porn tax. Oh, man. Yeah, I'm going to have to cut back. I'm going to have to go to my home computer to get my porn now. I can't go on my phone. Giddy up. Way to go, Gail Griffin. I saw a lot of signs when I was in Arizona. It said, vote no on 2444. And I didn't know what that meant, but now I understand. Yeah, you let her rip, Chip. I don't know. It was funny because when we were in AZ, they have a lot of marijuana dispensaries.
Yes.
And it's not recreationally legal there. It's medically legal.
Medicinal, yeah.
But they already have dispensaries. I'm like, why not just open it up? Like, So now they're spending all this time looking at this other avenue, which whatever it is, what it is. Is that really going to work? A lot of people are running over to the border to buy their phones, and then they move into Arizona. They don't want to buy their phone in Arizona. They got 2444 there. Mm-hmm.
It struck me as like, God damn, government is so dumb. I mean, just keep reaching, man. There's nothing to be said about it. I think that is the stupidest bill I've ever read.
That is a nice one. And this lady's getting paid to put this bill together while government workers, who are maybe the ones accessing the porn, are without a job. That's good, though. I like the DK take. Or what did you call it?
The DK takeaway. New segment.
Boom. So the cast is now on a regular system. We're going to post new casts, hopefully late Monday or Tuesday, so that you'll be able to get your fix. Start your week off right with some power casting.
Ooh, I like that. Power casting.
Power casting with DK. How about that, huh? So thanks for tuning in. Be sure to catch the next episode. This one will be up on Monday or Tuesday. And, make sure you tell all your friends. Give us a strong review and subscribe. Actually, subscribe, then give us a good review. Everybody have a good week.
Take care.
Thanks. Bye now.
That's a wrap for today's episode. Don't forget to subscribe and tell all your friends. If you'd like to reach out, you can use the studio line at 612-504-6500 or by email, thedkprojectpodcast@gmail.com. And of course, there's always social media at the DK Project Podcast. Thanks for tuning in.